that you are all really near because you have many questions and stuff to know. So I would say it's time to go. And that's why we have three guests here. But only one stays standing right near. The man is great. The man is well. Give him all your love. It's Joseph Marcell. Have seats. Welcome. Welcome. And they're now wondering. Oh, is it? It's yellow. Yellow.
Hello.
That's his voice. And you're wondering where are the Banks daughters? They tend to keep one waiting, right? But
well, it's ladies, but however, it's a traffic system.
Ah, traffic. It's the worst. Great if they'll be joining us in a minute.
They'll be here in a few minutes.
Yeah, have no fear. So many questions yet for all three of them. It's great to have you this early.
Thank you. It's good to be here.
Did you sleep well?
Rain included. What?
Did you sleep well?
I slept like a log.
Oh.
I was floating down the canals.
Logs are the best sleepers. Everybody knows that.
Good morning.
Well, most people remember you as well because of this role as a butler. Is there anything that you says, oh, to play a butler, that appeals to me?
Yeah. I mean, I'm an actor, and actors act. When you're not acting, you're an out of work act. So I mean, it was a job, it was an assignment, and it required as much preparation as playing, I don't know, some of the great roles, and I enjoyed it. I loved it. It was fun. I have a great pension. It's marvelous.
Thanks to all of their repeated viewings as well, probably.
Exactly. Thanks to you guys.
Keep on watching the series. No, but you're the only cast member that came from across the ocean. All the others were American natives.
Yes.
Or American born.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, I was. It's ironical because I was in London acting in an American play by August Wilson called Joe Turner's Come and Gone, and they asked me, would I like to be in this thing? And I knew nothing about it. I had never heard of Will Smith or any of that stuff. And somebody offers you a job while you're in a job, and you think, well, when this one finishes, I'll go into another job. It's perfect. I don't have to go to the unemployment and sign on. And so I did. I went to California, and all of a sudden, as you know, the rest is legend. What's that?
Best decision ever.
I think you're right.
Well, the Banks daughters are on their way. I'm going to jump in this audience and see if they have questions for you in general, and see if I can find
I'm just a warm-up act, the real stuff.
I'm going to jump in between here. You have a question already, and there's more people with questions. Sorry, sir. No! We made it. Hello, good morning.
Hi.
Hi.
I would like to know, who was your favorite guest star on The Fresh Prince of Bel-Air?
My God. I'm trying to remember who they were. I would say Donald Trump.
Oh my God.
Oh, come on, guys, that's funny.
It is.
One of my favorite guests, really. Oh, I don't know. I thought Evander Holyfield was really good, the boxer. Yeah.
And then here another question.
Did you keep anything from memorabilia from the time you were in the show?
Did I keep any memorabilia?
Any props that
If you remember the opening of the show, you're in the living room, and there are all these Chinese planters, vases, about 4 of them. I have them in my conservatory in London.
When you said, do you remember the opening, I thought you were going to say, the cab that Will drives in is mine now.
Oh.
I took the cab.
I can't drive from Toffee.
See, anybody? It's early for them as well. Oh, you have a question.
Would you be up for a rerun?
What, of the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air?
Yeah, just one season.
I do anything for money.
That's a good
However,
answer.
I do there's a new thinking, a new presentation called Bel-Air. And I do a guest spot in it where I play this gangster, which is interesting. It's actually very good. Try to see it.
Is that a scoop or is it already on?
It's a scoop.
Oh.
So I was wondering, when you've had a role like that, which is such a prominent role, obviously, to have, playing the butler, did it take you long to get out of that? I mean, people always see you still as the butler, or was it very hard for other people to give you different roles?
No, I'm a theater actor. That's what I've always done. So I simply acted in a television show, and then I went back to doing, what did I do when I think when the show was finished, I went back to the National Theatre in Great Britain and played Peer Gynt. So yeah, I don't have a problem with it. No, some people think it's kind of cold and impersonal, but as a professional actor, I do one job. That job is finished. I do another job. That job is finished. I don't dwell on them. It's hard enough learning the lines.
Sound right here. No, I was wondering also because many actors, when you are actively continuing in television and movie roles, they tend to be typecast as well.
Oh yeah, but those are movie actors. I'm a stage actor.
Yeah, stage actor.
So
no problem there.
You know, if the movies don't come up, there's always a play to do. So.
Hello, sir. Nice to meet you. What was your great experience as a character, as a career like a butler at the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air?
Your greatest experience as a butler, as playing it, in one special moments.
Well, the greatest experience of doing the show is that you have to remember it's a television show. It's not live. It's you know, there was a section when I had to pick up a tray of crystal glasses.
Ladies and gentlemen, they have arrived. Tatyana Ali and Karyn Parsons!
I've warmed
You made
them
it.
up for you. They're warmed up.
They're totally
Very
warmed up.
sorry about this. They're trying to get here. Good morning.
Have a seat.
Hi.
Hi.
Everybody.
Yay! I sneakily made my way on stage when I saw you coming in. Are you okay?
We're good. We're good.
Excellent. Great to have you all three now on stage.
That's Pablo.
I'm Pablo, that's my
Nice to
name.
meet you.
Hello, nice to meet you. Nice to meet you. Nice to meet you. Well, we had Joseph for a few minutes. I was busy. Well, I'm gonna let them ask all the questions because they know more than we all do. And generally, well, it's their moment, right?
Absolutely.
And let's hope that you have answers for all that they have in their crazy little convention mind. So I'm gonna jump again here, if that's okay. Hey, heb jij een vraag? Oh, je zegt gewoon hi. Okay, hello. Yes, I'm gonna give you first.
Hello. Hi. Okay, so you're part of many people's childhood. So people feel warm and fuzzy when they see you. How does that make you feel? For all of you. I'm sorry.
I'll start, I guess. For me, thank you for the question. I mean, I think it's just a tremendous honor to be in this position. When we were shooting the show, we were having such a great time with each other, with great writers and directors and producers. I think we had such a great experience all around. For me, I felt like we were doing it for the studio audience that was there. It didn't feel like it was going out into the television, let alone across our country to other countries, across decades and generations. And I have people that I have that feeling for, that are with me, that are in me. And that it is in people's hearts and makes them feel warm and fuzzy, like you said, is just a tremendous honor.
I'll add that because I was 11 when I started the show, and went through those teenage years. Even here, it's so incredible to meet people who say like, "Oh, I grew up with you at the same time, and I went through those experiences along with your character." It's wonderful, and honestly, no matter where I've traveled or where I've been, if somebody comes up to me and remembers the show and remembers my character, I get hugs. I get food.
Food is good.
But so much affection, genuine affection, and it's a blessing.
I agree. It's when they forget you need to worry. And we have been really lucky. As Karyn said, we were all new to this thing, and we thought we were doing it for ourselves. We didn't realize that, in Holland, in Denmark, in Kenya, in Nigeria, in the Caribbean, in Aruba, everywhere. People would love us, and it's magical. It really is magical when somebody comes up to you and just sort of goes, "I love you." And for that, we thank you.
Well, I think it's interesting. Just before, Joseph, you said that you're a stage actor, but you're an actor and you love the stage. But the way that Karyn, that you describe it, it was a stage performance because you have the live audience. So you are doing theater, except it gets recorded and then broadcast. But you're not busy doing a broadcast show. You're busy doing a theater show. Yay!
Yeah, and that was one of the magical things about the show, is that we had our jokes and the things that made us laugh. But when you came to see a recording of the show, you saw sometimes 35 minutes of recording. Like, it begins at A and finishes off at Z. And that's it. And all the other stuff we did afterwards. So, you came in, you had your popcorn and your Pepsi and stuff, and you enjoyed a wonderful show.
You had a question for all three of them, I guess?
For the lovely ladies, because I already asked Joseph, did you guys keep any memorabilia from the time you were in the show?
Did you steal any props? Or
You heard about what he stole, right?
vases?
He stole.
I have some really 90s riffing, remember the cast jackets?
Oh, right.
We have these awesome bomber jackets with green suede sleeves. You know what I'm talking about?
Yes, I remember.
Black felt, really nice jackets. And in the back it said the Fresh Prince. And from everything I've ever done, I started acting when I was 4 in New York. My mom started this. She would keep all the scripts from the different things that I did, and I have a lot of our scripts. A lot of our scripts with a lot of my doodles, and you would doodle on my covers. That's the kind of stuff I've kept over the years.
You didn't take anything, Karyn, I gather.
No, I took something. We had in the kitchen set. In one of the drawers, we had a little notebook that sometimes we would scribble in, and we would say, Dana, one of their regular cameramen, Dana's being a real jerk today. I don't know what's wrong with him. You guys write little gripes or little poem things or whatever. I took it.
Wow, the diary of shooting.
On eBay, the bidding will start at €100,000.
Good morning, ladies.
Morning.
I had the pleasure of meeting you yesterday. I was way too emotional, but anyway, I would love to ask you the same question that I asked your fellow actor, Joseph. Thank you. I'm so nervous. Would you be into a one-season rerun?
Like a reunion, you mean?
Yeah.
I mean,
I would.
I've always said this, and I still hold true to it, is I'll follow these people anywhere they go. I think everyone agrees it's probably, I think it's been a difficult thing to envision without Uncle Phill. But like I said, if there was a way and we figured it out, I'd go wherever they go.
Ditto. I mean, I know you guys want Fresh Prince, but it could be a totally different story. If I got to work with, yes.
It's a nice thing to think about, right?
Why don't you write it? Write it.
You write it.
Sure. Okay, done.
Okay.
Next year, same time, same place. Okay, she do it in 1 year.
Hello. Hi. I'm so nervous.
Okay.
First of all, I want to say thank you because y'all helped me through a really rough time in my life, so sorry. And I would like to press it on my little girl, so thank you.
Oh, thank you for saying that. Thank you. Congratulations.
Wait, there, okay. And then there.
Hi.
Hi.
My question to you is, when was the first moment you realized what a great impact your show has had and still has in the world?
Can I answer this? For a long time, because you asked before about how we felt about, how people feel about us. People would say things a lot, and I would kind of like, oh, ha ha ha, thank you, that's so nice. Like I wouldn't let it land. It was too big, I think, to let land, and I wouldn't really look at how it really reached people, and so I just wasn't grasping it. And then I saw. Do you guys know Jimmy Fallon? Okay. Have you ever seen him? You know he does impersonations? Have you ever seen him do Neil Young? Neil Young, the singer? Okay, well, Neil Young has for people who don't, Neil Young has a very distinct style and voice. And Jimmy Fallon does him. He does him. He opened up one of the Olympic Games, Jimmy Fallon, as Neil Young, singing in his version of the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air theme song.
Are you kidding?
And my head exploded. Yeah, because I thought, this means that through his interpretation, that strange interpretation, for the world to understand it and know that it was our show, I guess people know who we are. It finally hit me, and that's the impact. Anyway, I just had to say, because when I saw that, it just blew my mind completely. If you ever see it on YouTube,
I'll look for that. Yeah.
Fallon as young as the theme song. So here. Another question here.
Hi there, ladies and gentlemen. First of all, thank you so much for all the beautiful memories. We all grew up on y'all, and I truly love y'all, so much appreciates you guys. I got a question, like you said, we feel like we grew up with you guys, from young to old. Like my kids are even watching the show now. The thing I want to know, like we have the feeling that we know you personally, but how much of your own character was aligned with yourself? You know what I mean? So, and it's for all three of you guys. So, I mean, I know Hillary, I know Esther. I mean, how much is that Karyn? How much is that Tatyana, etc.? You know what I mean?
I think because of my age and the age of the character, I went through a lot of the same things she did at the same time. Some things she did first, like my first kiss was actually, I guess it wasn't my first, it was Ashley's first kiss. Yeah, actually, so that didn't coincide because my actual first kiss came much, much later. I think that was kind of, a very disarming experience. But yeah, I think I definitely had some similarities with her, and I also think because I was growing up on the set, I often our writers they used to be on the set quite a bit. They weren't just locked away in the writer's room, and we had a lot of incredible women writers, and they would talk to me as a young girl and you know, ask me questions about what my experience was like. And so there are things that Ashley said about that were really kind of like feminist things, like instead of saying amen, she said a woman at the table, and you know, she was always fighting for her rights and stuff like that. And you know, I was sitting at the kitchen table, the Banks kitchen table, learning, you know, doing my history lessons and politics lessons and talking with the writers about the things I was learning and interested in. So I think for me there were a lot of connections. Yeah.
Confidence. Confidence in what I could do, my own versatility, and that I got from the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. Yeah.
I think for me, actually, I think Hillary allowed me to do a lot of things that weren't Karyn at all. I was raised to be a real good girl and be very polite, and you know, all of these kind of rules, and they all went out the window when I put on Hillary's clothes. I got to be something different, and it was very liberating, and I love it. And to this day, I really appreciate how kind of unapologetic and confident she was, and I see how, she actually had an impact on me, I think, in a lot of ways.
Since then, you really have a passion for the weather.
Yes, I agree with that.
Before that, it didn't exist, but there you discovered clouds.
Yeah.
Something like that. Another question here.
Hi, what was the foolish thing you have done on set?
Oh, what was the what?
The foolish thing you have done on set.
The most foolish things on set?
The most foolish thing on set.
The food slap game.
Yeah.
Do you remember the food slap game?
Yeah.
I remember that really. So, okay, you know when you're eating something that it's really delicious? We had really good food, right? The craft service was really good. You have delicious French fries, and you're up to the very last bite, or you're eating a sandwich, and you wait. You know, you eat it, and sometimes the middle of it, that yummy piece in the middle, the minute you got to that part, Will and Alfonso started.
Will.
Someone would run up behind you and smack it at you. Yeah, and I saw you guys doing it to each other, and I tried to stay out of it so bad. I don't remember how it happened to me, but it did. There were a lot of pranks.
Remember anything, Joe? Do you remember anything?
We were recording, like, it's what, 10:15, 10:30 on one day, I think a Friday or a Thursday or something. And we had a hiatus, a moment where we had to wait for some props to arrive, and we were just sitting around waiting, and somebody said to me, could you balance this tray of crystal glasses on your head? And I said, yeah. So I got the tray of crystal glasses. I think there were about 8 of them. And I got them on my head, and yeah, what do you think of that, eh? And then somebody said, but can you kneel down with them on your head? And of course, I said, of course I can kneel down. And so I had the glasses on my head, and I sort of bent my body, and I got my knee down, and I got the other knee down, and yes.
Poor crystal glasses. Karyn?
We had a breakable thing on set, a vase once, that one of the prop guys gave me and told me I could play with it. And I was like, oh, that's cool. It looked exactly like, there were a couple of them on the mantle. And so I was looking at it, and Janet, me and she's like, what are you doing with that? And I said, nothing, and I was kind of bouncing it around. And she's like, Karyn, put it back. And I went running with it, and she chased after me. So I zigzagged around the back of I believe the stairs and stuff, the audience stairs. The audience wasn't there. And I made her think that she messed me up, and I tripped and I broke it. And she went running out like a little kid and was like, I didn't do it, I didn't do it.
Great mother-daughter dynamic, I would say.
Well, nice to meet you. I was wondering how admire you Will Smith and your experience with him during the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air at the time.
What was it like working with Will?
Yeah. Oh.
Madness. It was just, Tatyana told you about the sandwich and, it was just fun. I just, you never know how he would react to something. He didn't know how we would react to something. And so our whole time together was about 7 people actually trusting each other, and you had Will in the middle of the 7, just being the funny man. It was perfect. It was magic.
I think Will is very professional, even though he liked to laugh and liked to be silly and liked to have fun. He mooned James off camera. Do you remember that? But one of the things that he did that was so funny, I don't know if you guys saw this. I know Alfonso and I were there. There was something in the script. There was a line that the writers kept playing with, one of these zingers, and they kept changing it. It would say, Dara can tie a cherry stem with, by with her tongue or something, or something. They kept changing this. Dara can do this. Dara can do that, trying to make this girl kind of provocative. And they had one of the lines that they had one day was, Dara can fit a whole orange in her mouth. So Will proceeds to go to craft service and get an orange and fought to shove an entire orange in his mouth in front of Alf and I. He's sitting there and he's pushing it, and he finally gets the whole orange in his mouth, and he's so happy for a second, and then the next second, pure panic. Across his eyes, pure panic. Like, I gotta get it out. Otherwise, he was very professional. He was trying a bit.
Well, what really shines through from all the stories that you're sharing here with us is that there's really this really family dynamic that you hold on to for season after season after season. So it's kind of like a second family that you have, because you spend quite some time on set, even waiting between the exercises, the trials, the rehearsals. There's one more word that I've forgotten about. Is it? Not to make it too emotional, but I guess it was pretty strange then that once the final season ended, that suddenly that family that you saw so often is kind of out of it. You have to look for a new group to be attached to. Was it like letting a family behind?
For me, it was. And
me saying not to make it too emotional, but yeah, I'm sure it was.
I was the only child basket case, so she was really my sister. Alfonso was really my brother. These are real family members. I didn't go home to a family. I had my dogs.
Yeah.
So, and we were playing make-believe family for so long, and you start to believe it. And we bonded over something very real.
Yeah, for about 8 months of the year, for 6 years, we spent more time with each other than we spent with our own families, our so-called natural families. And so you see it in the final episode of the season where we're all saying goodbye, and that was really real. It really was. It was emotional. It was the end of something special, and the thought is like, when shall we 3 meet again? That kind of thing.
Well, in Holland.
In Holland, yes.
In Holland, with very, very profound
In
seats.
2024.
Hey, bouncy. Well, you did not see us, but I guess through all the years, you felt as much family to us, even though you didn't see us. So thank you so much for having been able to grow up with you all, and with Uncle Phill. Such a great man. Thank you for your questions. Thank you for, you'll be here all day as well.
We're signing down at the bottom, so
But for
come
now,
and get some photos.
so many thanks for all of your stories, for all the work that you've done and that you're still doing on any artistic field. Thank you very much. Karyn, Tatyana, and Joseph! There they are. Thank you very much.